Hi Glenn. Up to now we have been factorizing expressions with positive terms. In other words, all of the terms in the expressions that we've been using so far have been all pluses. So we're going to move on now to do some with the minuses in them. They're slightly more difficult, but the same method applies. But before I go on to that, I just wanted to go through something which may help. Okay, when you're multiplying or dividing terms, there's a couple of rules apply. So for instance, my pen here. So say if you're multiplying a plus term by another plus term, your answer is going to be a plus. If you're multiplying or dividing minus multiplied by a plus, your answer is going to be a minus term. If you're multiplying or dividing a plus multiplied by a minus, you're going to end up with a minus in your answer. And then a minus multiplied by a minus will end up positive. So just as an example here, if I multiply 2 multiplied by 2, well, the answer is 4, and that's positive. In other words, there's a little plus in there. We don't write it, okay? When there's no sign in front of any number or letter, it means that it's positive, okay? So here now I'm going to multiply a minus 2 multiplied by a positive 2. Well, that's going to give me minus 4, okay? And so here, if I multiply a positive 2 by a minus 2, that's also going to give me a minus 4. And then at the end, if I multiply a minus 2 multiplied by a minus 2, well, that's going to give me a positive 4, plus 4. Same as here. Okay. So you'll notice that when the signs are the same, in other words, a plus there and a plus there, well, this is always a plus. The answer is a plus. Yet when the signs are different, so you got a minus here and a plus here, the same as here, minus 2 by a positive 2, it gives you a negative answer. And again, we've got a positive 2 multiplied by a negative 2, also gives us negative. And at the bottom, we have a minus 2 by a minus 2, so that gives us a positive answer. A bit strange, but that's the way it is. It applies in division as well. So if, for instance, you say you have, if you divide 6 divided by 3, and both of those terms are positive, you're going to get a positive 2. But if you divide a minus 6 by a positive 3, you're going to get a minus 2. Okay? And if you divide a positive 6 divided by a minus 3, you're also going to get a minus 2 because you're dividing a positive by a negative. You're dividing a negative by a positive. And the same will apply then if you're dividing a minus 6 divided by a minus 3, you're going to get a positive 2. Otherwise, a little plus in there, a little plus in there. So they're just handy things to know because when we move on to using factorizing negative expressions, those rules will apply. Okay. So I hope that doesn't confuse you. But again, when we get back to doing the classes, if you have any questions, I can explain to you. So okay, so I'm going to start off and I'm going to go to page 21 in the book. And I'm going to look at number 3. And number 3, as you can see, it's got a negative term in it. So it's 7x squared plus 2x. And it's got a minus 5 here at the end. Okay, and the same as before then, we look at the number in front of the x squared, which in this case is 7. We look at the number at the end, which in this case is minus 5. Just be careful, it's not 5, it's minus 5. It's very important. So as before, the first thing we do, we multiply 7 by minus 5. And as you can see here, we've got a positive 7 multiplied by a minus 5. But that's going to give us minus 35. Because the signs are different. We've got a plus 7 here. We don't write the plus because it's automatically assumed if there's no sign in front of a number or a letter, it is negative. I'm just going to rub that out just not to confuse you. Okay. And okay, so back to my pen. Okay, so we've got a minus 35 here. We've got a minus 35 here. But we're looking for two numbers, when multiplied together, give us minus 35, but when added together, it gives us a positive 2. Okay, because this is what we're trying to match up here in the center. Okay, well, as it happens in this case, the numbers that we actually are on the original expression, the plus 7 and the minus 5, well, if you add those together, 7 minus 5 is going to give us a positive 2. Okay, and that's what we want. So now we're going to distribute this plus 2x across the 7 and the minus 5, same as before. 7x squared plus 7x minus 5x minus 5. So all we've done there, Glenn, is we've just taken this positive 2x and we've just made it into two terms, as a plus 7x and a minus 5x. Because as you see over here, if you add those together, you're going to get back to a 2. Okay, now as before, we look at the first two terms, and we also look at the second two terms. So taking the first two first, we look at them and we see what can we divide evenly into both of those terms. You've got a 7x squared plus a 7x. Well, 7 will divide in to both of them because there's 7 in both. And also there's an x squared in one and x in the other. That means we can divide x into it as well. So outside the bracket, we're going to put 7x. So 7x into 7x squared is going to give us x. And 7 divided into 7x will just give us a plus 1. Okay, so just an x plus 1. Now, move on to the last two terms, these two, the minus 5x minus 5. Well, we can see straight away that minus 5 will divide into both of them. There's only an x in the first one, so we can't divide an x into that. So it's going to be minus 5 outside the bracket. Now here we're dividing a minus 5 into a minus 5x. So minus divided into minus. We look up here at the rules. That's going to give us a positive x. Okay, we're also going to divide a minus 5 into a minus 5. Well, that's also going to give us a positive 1. And if you're not sure about them, when you're using the numbers then, just put them into the calculator. If you put minus 5 divided by minus 5, you're going to get a positive 1. Okay, and as you see as before, we've got an x plus 1 here, x plus 1 here. Okay, so we put the two terms out of the brackets together, 7x minus 5, and that's divided into x plus 1. Sorry, multiplied into x plus 1. And that's it. They are the factors of the 7x squared plus 2x minus 5. Okay, so let's move on and do another one. So I'm going to look at number 11. Just draw a line. That there. Number 11 is 2x squared minus 4x and plus 2. So as before, Glenn, we're looking at the number in front of the x squared and the number at the end. We're going to multiply those together. 2 multiplied by 2. Well, that's going to give us 4. And now we're looking for two numbers multiplied together gives us 4, a positive 4, but when added together, give us a minus 4. So be careful here with the minus. So we know that, say, we needed two terms. When multiplied together, it's going to give us a positive 4. Well, we've done the plus 4 and the plus 4, but that doesn't work because we're looking for a minus 4. Okay, but if we multiply minus 2, multiplied by minus 2, minus in there, well, that's going to give us a positive 4. It's what we want. But when we add those together, so minus 2, well, that's going to give us a minus 4. And this is what works. Okay. So now we're just going to rewrite the expression using the 2 of the minus 2's. So it's 2x squared minus 2x plus 2. So what we've done is we've distributed this minus 4x across the minus 2x and the minus 2x down here. Okay, so now we're going to look at the first two terms. So I'm going to say, well, what can we divide evenly into both of these terms? Well, 2 will definitely go in. There's an x squared in this one and an x in this one. So 2x will actually work. So 2x outside. So 2x into 2x squared, well, that's just going to give us x. Now here we're dividing a positive 2x into a negative 2x. Dividing a positive into a negative. That's going to give us a negative answer. So 2x into minus 2x is going to give us a minus 1. Okay, we come along to the next one, next two. So we look at the 2x and plus 2. So we can see that certainly 2 will divide into both terms. but it's going to be a minus 2. So minus 2 into minus 2x is just going to give us x. And minus 2 into positive 2 is going to give us a negative 1. We're dividing positive by a negative. Again, as I said then, use the calculator if you're not sure. And here again you can see we've got the x minus 1 in both sides. So we put the ones outside the brackets together, so it's 2x minus 2 bracket and then x minus 1. Okay, I'll stop the video with that then, and I'll do some more in another video and send them on to you.